Good afternoon. So, we shall start our lesson for today afternoon, and I came to this second unit, unit number 2, right? I am now in unit number 2. So, we are in unit number 2. And speaking skills. Under this speaking skills, right? We are doing word accent. Word stress. We are doing word accent. Word accent. Right. Word accent, word stress. Right? Word stress. Right, so word accent and word stress. Okay, so here we are talking about rhythm in English language. So, rhythm means speaking the language with a musical effect, with a little bit of musical tone, right? For example, one part of a certain word is said louder and longer than the other parts, right? Some sections of the word you say it louder and longer. That is called as accent and stress, word accent or word stress, right? One word has only one stress, right? Okay, a word cannot have 2 or 3 stresses. Did you understand what I am saying? I hope you are able to follow, right? One word has only one stress. First of all, one word has only one stress. One word has only one stress. Okay, a word cannot have 2 stresses, right? A word cannot have 2 stresses, right? So there can be 2 stresses, but we call them as secondary stress. Okay, smaller than the primary stress, secondary stress. But the secondary stress, the symbol will come down. See, for example, look at this word present. Present. So here you get that stress, present, and you have this, okay, down. That is secondary stress. This is the primary stress. This is secondary stress. Okay, one word has only one stress. And for example, okay, now look at this word export. Okay, so for example, look at this word export. Right here you have this stress here, and this is, you have here secondary. This is primary, this is secondary. Secondary stress. And this is primary stress. Primary stress. Right? Secondary stress and primary stress. Right? So the stress symbol is like a short line like this. This is primary, and this is at the down end of the word secondary. This is secondary. Secondary stress. Okay, this is primary stress and this is secondary stress. Okay, primary and secondary. Primary, secondary stress. Okay, so, right, and one more thing is we can stress only vowels, not consonants. We can stress only vowels. We can stress vowels. Okay, we can stress only vowels, not consonants. Not consonants. Okay, so you need to, we can stress only vowels and not consonants. Okay, k. So for example, this word, two syllable word, clever. Look at this word, clever. Okay, this is k, not c. Okay, k, we say k, clever. Okay, so we give the stress here, k, clever. Right? So when you are giving stress at this k, clever, how do you say? Clever. You have to give one stress. You have to give a stress. Clever. Clever. Okay? Right. Stress on first syllable. Okay? This is stress on first syllable. And then you have stress on last syllable. You have stress on last syllable. Present. Okay? Present. For example, now here this is okay, stress on last syllable. Now we can see one, we can see here stress on last syllable. So here we are going to see stress on last syllable. Example, say for example, present. Okay, the boy is present in the class. Okay, here is that, right? Present. Export. 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 Okay, you have this export, 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 right? Okay. Right? So graphic, geographic, geographic. Okay, right. So these are the symbols, okay, export, present, right? Okay, so now for example, words ending in CY, TY and PHY and GY, GY. Now for these words ending in CY, TY, PHY, GY. So we see here example, where do we put the stress for these words? Say for example, democracy. So here democracy, right? We have the stress in democracy, right? Democracy. Photography. So when we say photography, right? So here we say photography. TO, near the T, TO, photography. Democracy, right? Democracy, photography, democracy, right? And then geology. Okay, so I was talking about photography, yeah, geology. So how is this? Geology, you have that stress here. So stress is the accent, or you say some section of the word loudly, and that is indicated by this line, here. This is stress line. Geology, right? So accent, word accent, where to put the stress? Geology. So geology. So you say you give the stress there, geology, right? Now for example, we'll see stress in compound words. 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 So for example, stress in compound words, like for example, in noun, okay, so for example, in compound words, right? For example, noun, blackbird. So you stress on the black. Okay, blackbird. It's not bird. Blackbird. No, it's not blackbird. Blackbird. Greenhouse. Okay, greenhouse. So, for compound nouns, okay, for compound nouns, the stress is on first part. For compound nouns, stress is on first part. Right? See, for example, for compound words, for compound nouns, for compound nouns, the word is on stress part. See, for example, I say blackbird. Blackbird. This is the stress is here. Blackbird. Blackbird. Okay. Blackbird. So, for example, say greenhouse. Green. Example. Blackbird, the stress is here. Then, for example, one more example I'll give you. Greenhouse, greenhouse, greenhouse. Okay, like that. That is the stress is on. Okay, the first part of the sentence. Okay, blackbird, greenhouse. So stress is here. Okay, right. Then for compound adjectives. Okay. For compound adjectives. For compound adjectives. For compound adjectives, the stress is on second part. The stress is on second part. So, for example, I give you this example. For example, I give you old fashioned. For example, the word, okay, old fashion. The stress is on second, this one. Example, old fashioned. Old fashioned. Okay, the stress is on, for compound adjectives, the stress is on second part. The stress is on second part. Old fashioned. Then for compound verbs, okay, so I will write it on top. For compound verbs, the stress is on second part. For compound verbs, stress is on second part. See, for example, understand. Do you understand what I am saying? Okay. Understand. So the second part, understand. Overflow. Overflow. The water is overflowing. Okay. So for compound verbs, stress is on second part. For compound verbs, the stress is on second part. Understand. Overflow. overflow, understand. So here we saw for compound nouns, the stress is on the first part, blackbird, blackbird, greenhouse. For adjective compounds, compound adjectives, old fashioned, second part. And then compound verbs, stress is on second part, understand, overflow, right? Understand, overflow, right? So here you need to understand where to put the stress, word stress, right? For example, you need to understand that two syllable verbs and preposition. Next. Next. Okay. Two syllable verbs and prepositions. Okay, in most two syllable verbs and preposition, stress is on second syllable, right? So two syllable verbs and prepositions, stress is on second syllable. For example, you see here, example, you see, okay, relax, you have the stress here, relax, okay, receive, okay, direct, so two syllable verb and preposition, stress is on second syllable, okay. This is a verb, relax, right? The stress is on second syllable. So how many syllables in this? It has two syllables. Two syllables. This is also two. Where? Direct, receive, relax. Okay, two syllables. How many syllables? Two syllables. So for two syllable verb and prepositions, stress is on second syllable, relax, receive, direct, and each word is having how many syllables? Two syllables, direct, okay, window, win and do, two syllables, window, two syllables, receive, rasa, ev, no, you can't say that, receive, direct, two syllables, okay, right. Okay. Next, words ending in ERLY, words ending in ERLY, okay, So for three syllable words, three syllable words with suffix, three syllable word with suffix er and ly, okay, stress is placed on first syllable. Stress is placed on first syllable. Okay, so words ending in er, ly, three syllable. Okay, for three syllable words, with suffix er, ly, stress is placed on first syllable. See, for example, look at this word here. Okay, lovingly. This is ly, ending in ly. Okay, the stress is on first syllables. Lovingly, lo, right? Lo. Lovingly. Okay. For example, manager. Here the stress is lovingly. Okay, I told you manager. Silently. Stress is on the first. Silently. Okay, so words ending in er and ly, three syllable words with suffix er, ly, stress is placed on first syllables. Lovingly. Okay, lovingly. Okay, lovingly. Right. Then next, words ending in consonants. Words ending in consonants and in y. Okay, for example, y. Okay, so the for words ending in consonants or in a y, then first syllable gets stress. Optimal, for example, optimal, this is stress. So for example, you write like this: optimal. Okay, optimal. So for words ending in consonants and in y, then first syllable gets stress. Okay, optimal. Then we saw rarity. Okay, right. So this is word stress, right? When you come to class, I'll give you the examples and some more meanings. You can follow carefully, right? Next, We are going into intonation. Next, we are going into intonation. Next is that you are going into intonation. Right? What is this intonation? What is intonation? Intonation and stress are closely linked together. Intonation and stress are closely linked together. Right? So, intonation is the use of changing the vocal pitch. The change in your vocal pitch. The rising and falling of your vocal pitch to convey grammatical information or personal attitude is known as intonation. What is intonation? Intonation is the rise and fall of your vocal pitch to convey information or personal attitude is known as intonation. The rise and fall in your voice. In other words, the rise and fall in your voice is known as intonation. Rise and fall of your voice is known as intonation. The pitch of your voice. How is the pitch of your voice? Is the pitch of your voice rising high, or is the pitch of your voice coming down, or is the pitch of your voice somewhere in the middle? Intonation. That's intonation. When you speak a sentence, when you want to speak something, or when you want to read a sentence, and when you want to speak something, there must be intonation in your voice. There must be proper intonation, and then you must speak with intonation. When you speak with intonation, whatever you speak becomes meaningful and easily understood by the other person. Right? The other person. So here we are talking about intonation, and this intonation is distinguished by by certain symbols. First you have this falling intonation. You have this falling intonation, and this falling intonation, right, you are using it by this arrow down, like this. The falling intonation, you are just like this, the symbol, falling intonation, right, falling intonation, just like this. Right, falling intonation. The pitch of your voice falls at the end of a sentence. For example, what is this falling? The pitch of your voice falls at end of sentence. Falls at end of sentence. The pitch of your voice falls at end of your sentence. Falling intonation, right? For example, you see here, nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. Example, nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. Right, falling. Nice to meet you. I'll be back in a minute. I'll be back. I'll be back in a minute. Falling. I'll be back in a minute. Right? So, falling intonation. The pitch of your voice falls at the end of sentence. That means your voice is coming down. Your voice is not going up, but your voice is coming down. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. No, we don't say nice to meet you. No, nice to meet you. I'll be back in a minute. Okay? She doesn't live here anymore. She doesn't live here anymore. These are all, okay, coming under, you have this falling tone for mostly for statements. For statements. Here is the weather forecast. Here is the weather forecast. Right? For statements. And then for commands, the falling tone okay, for then commands, okay, commands. Under commands, see for example, I'll tell you this one. Write your name here. Write your name here. Falling tone. Write your name here. Leave it on the disk. Leave it on the desk. Okay? Right? Throw that out. Throw that out. Throw that out. All of us are commands. Falling tone in commands. Write your name here. Leave it on the desk. Throw that out. Throw that out. Okay, falling down. Right? So this falling intonation is commonly found in statements, commands, WH questions, confirmation tag, question tags, and exclamations. So it's found in falling intonation. Okay, it is found in statements. Is found in statements. It's found in commands. Found in commands. Then it is in WH questions. WH questions and question tags and exclamations. So, okay, these, okay, falling tone, okay, falling tone is the most common in a pattern intonation. This falling tone can be found in statements, commands, WH question tags and exclamations. Falling tone can be found in statements, commands, WH question tags and exclamations. Are you able to understand? Okay. Right. Next. Have you written down, all of you? Are you able to see what I have written? Right? Are you able to follow carefully? Next we have rising tone. Now we saw falling tone. Next we shall see rising tone. Next we shall see rising tone. Rising tone. Okay. Rising intonation. Okay. Falling intonation, rising intonation. Rising intonation. And the symbol is like this. Okay. That is a symbol. Okay. All of you listen carefully. That is symbol. Rising intonation. Falling intonation, we can see in statements, commands, WH questions, question tags, exclamations. Exclamations. Exclamation. Okay. Now we are seeing rising intonation. Okay. What is this rising intonation? The pitch of your voice rises, rises at the end of the sentence, rises at the end of a sentence. At the end of a sentence. So rising intonation, the pitch of your voice rises at the end of a sentence. Right? Okay. So we shall continue tomorrow morning. I shall take up intonation. All of you become ready for intonation. We shall finish this second unit. Okay. So thank you for listening to this class. We shall meet again tomorrow.